Well, hey everybody, it's Umbra, pretty tired, but still kicking, and here for News Day. And what a news day it is, because we have a little bit of a surprise. Now, if you are absolutely adverse to spoilers, well, you've probably already been a little bit ruined by the actual title card, but what are you going to do? There's only so much a JP player can do who's looking to basically monetize this kind of stuff. So getting into it today, yeah, there's going to be some story spoilers that we're going to get into. Not too heavy or anything like that, just some light stuff. And if you've been poking around the community, you've probably seen some of this anyway. But March is about to hit. It's middle of the month, and as we do, usually, here on the JP side, we get that nice new character announcement. And this time around, kind of sucks a little bit, gonna be honest. Because this is going to be a character that I actually do want. And it's not in Fire and Lightning, so I'm okay to actually want it just before we get into it. So first off, Class Match will be returning to JP this week. Well, next week actually, since March 17th, I do believe, is the next update. Let me just double check. What do we got there? There's a little bit of a tease. Yeah, March 17th. When our next actual update is, but Class Match will be coming back, and there are no follow-ups this time. Not only that, the first 2 turns, damage taken is reduced by 30%, which could be kind of nasty. I am expecting kind of evasion to be a bit of a pain in the ass, but what you gonna do, right? Also, we have a new arena map, Foresty. That's kind of alluding to what we're gonna get to. And hey, look, a new weapon, and check out that. That looks seems like a kind of like a nice new staffy type weapon. I'm sure there's a character gonna want that. Yeah, so playing Koi aside, Kashi will be our newest character being added to the game next week on JP. She is a 100 cost light elemental character, and she looks to be a healer slash support slash maybe massive power creep. We're gonna have to put a pin in this until later, but this is almost like 1 year to the introduction of Ashen Mont, Spring June, and then eventually into AC Sephiroth. So you guys remember that was a pretty monumental moment for the game last year, and that might be what we are seeing happening already. Like, it's only 2 weeks earlier, so it's not really that bad. But JP has seen a wealth of powerful characters, and first off, I just want to say that I absolutely love this character's design. Just one of my absolute favorite designs that I've seen in Wotv ever since the game has started. I really like her design. I like this kind of cleric druid kind of look that we have here. Very like foresty, earthy tones. I mean, you could say it's over designed. I think it's fantastic. But now, let's get into why this character is going to be interesting for the game. So first off, jobs. New one is considered Healing Shrine Maiden, so that should basically tell you kind of, well, a little bit of what this character is going to be. Grimoire Master is a sub-job, however, and she also has Cleric. Cleric being an interesting thing, because first off, if we just consider that Kashi is probably going to be a healer, then the big question to me as a healer is curse resistance. Is she going to have curse resistance? Now, honestly, I don't think that curse is that huge of a problem anymore from a JP player perspective. Yes, there are AC Sephiroths. Yes, there are other characters that can cause curse, but not as prevalent, it feels like, as it used to be. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit different, but I am not absolutely as scared. But yeah, any healer, silence protection, status effect protection of any kind, and especially curse resistance is really, really good. And that's probably going to be one of the things that's going to determine just how strong this character is. As for the protection of nature, her commander ability removes all debuffs when the HP of an ally equipped with great sword, gun, or staff, such as Mentor, drops below 50%. Also a 3-turn speed and debuff resistance increase once per unit. So it already seems pretty good from a commander perspective, but then we get into whatever the hell this is. Now, the limit burst is kind of juicy, to say the least. And reading this, I'm not even sure that I am 100% sure on this ability. So let's look. So grants human resistance to all allies within range for 4 turns. And it's a pretty big range, as you can see there. Also reduces HP to a certain level when damage exceeds 30% of maximum HP. Medium 1 time. And this is kind of a little bit weirdly worded, but basically there is a trigger effect on this when HP is hit, basically by the looks of it, hard enough, and it will give an actual increase / buff to the characters that have this in effect. Now, this is a huge area of activation, so almost certainly you're always going to get a lot of characters activated on this. And it really kind of just depends exactly how this works and everything. So yes, I mean, it's probably interesting and I'm really curious on testing this, but as of right now, just put a pin in it. Also, grants a secondary effect. The greatly reduces enemy attack and magic power across the map for 4 turns and reduces buff rate. So this secondary ability that you are seeing here is a 4-turn. Enemies' attack and magic power are greatly reduced, and their buff rate is reduced across the entire map. So it's essentially like just active from the start of battle, because there's almost no way that this character isn't firing off that limit burst almost as immediately, if not very almost immediately after the match starts. So this is activating and you're getting just a massive over the entire field debuff. This character is already looking pretty crazy for abilities, because if this is active against enemies and whatnot, this is just a massive debuff to any team that is not running this character. And this is the question: how unique is this ability going to be? Are we going to see this on another character anytime soon? Not probably, because there aren't that many healers. We might see a summertime healer or something like that. But we've kind of gone through a wave of new tanks. We've kind of gone through a wave of like new healer sort of characters. So this kind of support healer might not be seen for a while. It could mean that Kashi is going to be very valuable, very strong for that reason alone. And then our other ability recovers HP for 2 allies, and it's selectable, and as you can see, very wide range. That's medium, but also increases all attribute and resistance for 3 turns. Also increases physical and magical damage. So it's a lot of support on this character and a lot of ability with incredibly wide range. As a matter of fact, kind of surprisingly wide range. You don't normally see a diamond AoE this big, and you never see a map style effect, really. And looking at the heal is actually massively ranged too, such that this character be pretty far and away back from anything else. So exactly how this will work, exactly how good this will be, I don't know. But this is pretty exciting to see this kind of, new flavor of a character show up in the game with some new abilities that are going to be pretty spicy to test out. But of course, next Monday, you'll find out about all the details just as soon as I'm not dead and not busy and able to record a video. But of course, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're as excited for this as I am, and see you later. Take care.